we have studied the morphology, anatomy. In that we have studied about the digestive system of earthworm, and we have seen the different parts. Have you all gone through the NCERT diagram, digestive system of earthworm? Okay, it's everything is clear, no doubts. Digestive system is important, okay, and also we have studied about the respiration. What type of respiration takes place in case of earthworm? Yeah, good. What type of respiration we call it as? I am asking about respiration, okay. What type of respiration or respiratory mechanism is involved in case of earthworm? Marthvitra? Yeah, very good. Cutaneous respiration. It is true that no special organs are involved in respiration of earthworm, and it is respiring through the general body surface, okay. It is respiring through the general body surface, and that we call it as cutaneous respiration, okay. The respiration which is taking place with the help of general body surface, that we call it as cutaneous respiration. So what type of respiration do we have? Do we have cutaneous respiration? See, there is a special organ for respiration, no? What is that? We have lungs, okay. In humans, lungs are the specialized organs which are meant for the respiration. The whatever the oxygen we consume, inhale and exhale process is going to happen in case of respiration, that we are going to study in detail when we discuss about the physiology, okay. Their respiration part we need to study, but in case of earthworm, which is a non-chordate, there is no special type of organs involved like lungs, okay. But here the cutaneous respiration is going to happen. That means respiration occurs by the general body surface. Don't forget the terms. That's why I tell you, after the class just go through the biological terms. Suddenly if I ask, you don't remember, okay. You should make your mind to recall everything whenever I ask you question, okay. That is the importance of the biological term. Once it will not come, okay. You have to practice 5 to 6 times, then only it will be very easy for you, okay. Cutaneous, because the body is having cuticle. What do you mean by cuticle layer? What do you mean by cuticle? Aditi? Aditi is there? She is not there, okay. So can anybody tell me? Vikram? Let it be. Cuticle is a part, outermost layer of the earthworm, in which it is mainly helping as the water resistance, okay. It is mainly helpful as a water resistance, okay. The body is already moist because of the certain secretion, the body mucus secretion, the body is very moist, okay. And in that there is a cuticle layer which is mainly acting as a water resistance, okay. Just remember the term, important one, okay. So we will move further. So in today's session, first we are going to deal with the excretion. So what do you mean by excretion? Yeah, removal of the waste product out of the body. So while dealing with the animal kingdom, I have taught about this. So tell me, what is the special organ which is involved in the excretion in the earthworm or annelidans? See, that's why I tell you every chapter is interconnected. So just try to correlate, okay, just try to relate one chapter with the another. The excretion, which is we have already studied in the animal kingdom while dealing with the Annelida, that is nothing but your nephridia, okay, that is nothing but the organ which is involved in the excretion is nephridia. Okay, this is highly coiled structure which is located in the body of the earthworm, and that highly coiled structure is mainly helpful in the excretion, removal of the waste product, that is nothing but your nephridia. Okay, so in this nephridia again there is 3 types. What are those? septal nephridia, then so what do you mean by this? First we will study about this. What do you mean by septal nephridia? Yeah, septal means, see, if this is the earthworm, there is a segment, okay, we know the segments will be like this, okay, and here in this region, okay, in this septal region, okay, septa means this one, in this septal region there is a presence of these highly coiled nephridia, okay, highly coiled nephridia, that we call it as septal nephridia, okay, the nephridia which is present at the septal region, okay. This is the segment, septa is nothing but your segment, and septal nephridium is the part or the type of nephridia which is located here, okay. In the segment of the body of the earthworm there is a location of this septal nephridium here, and this type of nephridium we call it as septal nephridium, okay, and there is a specific segment 5 and 6th segment, these type of septal nephridia are present, okay, and second one will be integumentary nephridia. So what do you mean by this? What do you mean by this integumentary? Yeah, very good. See, integumentary is nothing, yeah, wall of the body wall of the lining of the body wall, there is a presence of these type of nephridia, okay. So we will see that. Okay, consider this as the earthworm and this is the lining of the body wall, okay. Septa means here, this will be your lining of the body wall, there will be presence of these kind of integumentary nephridia, okay. So just understand the position of these kind of nephridia. So what is the third one then? Very good, pharyngeal nephridia. So what do you mean by this? Word olage ide, it is present at the pharyngeal part, okay, pharynx, yeah, pharynx region olaga these type of nephridia are present in the cleft, and these we call it as pharyngeal nephridia. So just understand, nephridia are nothing but the excretory organ which is present in case of this earthworm, okay. and these are again divided into three categories. First one, septal nephridia, integumentary nephridia, and third one will be pharyngeal nephridia. These will be present in pairs. Three pairs of cleft will be arranged at the pharyngeal region, and that we call it as pharyngeal nephridia. Okay. So even though we have categorized them based on the position of the nephridia, but their function remains same. Okay. There is no change in the function. The what we can say, the function remains same, even structure differs. Structure differs, but the function remains same. Okay. Whatever you take, the septal or the integumentary or the pharyngeal nephridia, all their function is to excrete the unwanted material. Okay. The function remains same. There is no change in the function. Okay. The function remains same. So remember, earthworm nephridia. Okay. Don't tell it as a nephron. Nephron is a functional unit of your neurons. Okay. This is nephridia. Okay. Both look like a synonyms, but they are different. These are nephridia, which is a coil like connection and which is present in the earthworm's body, and they are mainly helping for the excretion, whereas your neurons mainly helping in the transmission of your messages or the stimulus. Okay. So this is nephridia, that is neurons. Okay. Just try to analyze. Okay. So here there is three types: septal, integumentary and pharyngeal, and the structure may differ, but the function of these three type of nephridia remains the same, that is nothing but the excretion. And in the nephridia there is a tube like connection. Okay. In the nephridia there is a tube like connection that is mainly helpful for the collection of all the excretory product. Okay. And it is connected to the intestine, and after elimination with the help of anus, they are going to eliminate the excretory product. Okay. There is a connection of tubules or tube like connection will be there, that is mainly helping for the gathering or the collection of all the excretory product, and that is going to eliminate with the help of anus outside the body. Okay. So this is excretory system which is present in the earthworm. Okay. So tell me whether earthworms have eyes. Do they have eyes? No. How you can say earthworm is not having eyes, even though they don't have eyes, they are moving in a correct direction? How it is possible? They are having the sensory organs. Okay. So that they are going to sense the environment, even they are going to sense the vibration. Okay. Very small, what we can say, very small kind of vibration they are going to sense. Okay. With the help of those sensory organs. Okay. And even they are having the chemoreceptors. So what do you mean by chemoreceptor? Even they can sense whether their food, their food like soil or the dead decaying matter, whether they are delicious or no. Okay. Because of the presence of chemoreceptor, they can able to analyze whether they are harmful or they can edible. Okay. The food is harmful or edible. If the food is harmful, whether if it carries the chemicals, if it has a chemical, then it is not, the earthworm is not going to eat that food. Okay, if everything is okay, the food is good, with the help of chemoreceptor it can able to sense about that food and it can able to have that food and it will digest and it will eliminate the excretory product, that is nothing but your earthworm's casting. Okay, so this is the importance of your excretory system. And remember, earthworm don't have eyes but they are having the sensory organs and also the chemoreceptors. Okay, sensory, why means while moving, if there is any disturbance, even a small amount of vibration can able to what we can say, can be understood by the earthworm. Okay, there is something and we should not move towards that direction. Just whenever you see the earthworm, no, just vibrate the side of the earthworm, it will move away from you. Okay, it can sense something is there, I should not move there. Okay, so it is going to move away from you, just do that. Okay, it's a kind of experiment because it is not having eyes but it has got a sensory organs. Even your snails, okay, even your snails are having tentacles. With the help of that tentacles, the sensory organ, it can able to sense. Okay, and it can move. If any danger is there, it is going to move inside the shell to coil itself. Okay, and it will get protection from the enemies. Likewise, earthworm are also got the sensory organs, okay, which are mainly helpful to sense the environment, whether any danger is there, whether we are safe or whether any what we can say, the rock, anything is there, that is also sensed by the earthworm even without having eyes. Okay, and even there is a chemoreceptor, it can analyze the food or whatever the content is there, whether it's delicious or not, whether it is having chemicals or no, whether it is edible or no. Okay, that will be understood by the earthworm, okay, with the help of chemoreceptors. Okay, that will be present in case of earthworm. Understood? Okay. Yeah, tell me, Vikram. Your voice is not properly audible for me. If you are using headphone, just remove that and you can ask question. Okay, otherwise it will be not properly audible. Okay, Vikram, tell me what doubt do you have? Not audible, Vikram. Excretory, and there will be after the excreted product coelomic cavity or coelomic, there will be collection of all these excretory product and those will be collected and those will be sent to the body wall where there will be collection of these excretory product and that will go to your intestine and from where it is going to enter to the anus and after that there will be removal of your waste product. Okay, so have you understood? So shall we move to the nervous system? Okay, this much is enough for your exam purpose. So what do you mean by nervous system? Why it is useful? Obviously for the stimulation, okay, to send the messages throughout the body. Okay, what all is going to happen in the environment, that is all. How we have neurons, likewise they are having the nerve ring and nerve cord. Okay, we will study that. So nervous system mainly helping for the stimulation or transfer of the message. Okay, so here at the anterior region there is a presence of nerve ring and also many type of ganglia are present in the segment region. Okay, just try to understand here. This is your earthworm's body. And this will be your segments. And here the presence of nerve ring will be there, okay, at the anterior portion. These kind of network like connection will be there. This is your nerve cord. This is your double layered nerve ring. So here presence of ganglia, the very small network like structure will be present. Okay, this will be our nerve ring. The small projection will be ganglia. This one will be your nerve cord. This will be your mouth region, and this nerve cord is located at the anterior portion. Okay, this will be located at your anterior region, and this will be your nerve cord which is present throughout the earthworm's body, and from which the nerve ganglia will be arising. Okay, and this will be moving or transmitting the, what we can say, the signal or the messages. Okay, this will be your nerve ring, and when these nerve cord joins, and this is going to form at the pharyngeal region, the ring like structure will be formed, and this will be present at the anterior region. Okay, it's very simple. There will be presence of this nerve cord which is present throughout the body, and at the anterior region there will be presence of the nerve ring, okay, at the ventral side, and these nerve cord connect and form a ring like structure at the anterior portion, at the pharyngeal portion, and these are going to form a ring like structure. Okay, double membrane, very strong ring like structure which will be present at the anterior portion, and this one will be your ganglia. Okay, and this one will be your long nerve cord. Okay, this is the nervous system through which the message or the stimulus is going to pass to this region. And remember, this nerve ring which is connected to the nerve cord after the pharyngeal, what we can say, pharyngeal region, that we call it as the brain part of your earthworm. Okay, the ring and the nerve cord, this whole we call it as a brain part of your earthworm. Okay, so just remember this and take down this diagram. Okay, it will be easy, and nervous system is bit easy in case of earthworm. Okay. Understood? Very simple. Anterior portion, there will be presence of nerve ring which is connected by the nerve cord, and these are going to form the brain, okay, cerebral region or the brain region, and here the presence of ganglia, and this one will be nerve cord. The stimulus will be taking place, okay. And apart from this, I have told you about the sensory organ, okay, or sensory nature, which can able to sense the light, environment, climate, and also if any dangerous substances are there, that will be identified by the sensory organs. Apart from this, there is a chemoreceptors, okay. There is a presence of chemoreceptors. What they will do? They are going to sense the chemical nature. And even in case of amoeba, if you put any chemical substance, it will move away from that chemical, because there also there will be presence of chemoreceptors, okay, in case of amoeba. And also in many organism, this type of mechanism is involved, so that they will get protection from the chemicals. So these are the sense organ chemoreceptor, which are going to sense the chemical nature of the material or the substance, okay, anything. So after that, another part, that is locomotion. So tell me, is there earthworm is having legs? Earthworm have legs? Kaladava earthwormiga? Must no? Then how they are going to move? They will not move? Tell me, what is the reason for crawling of the earthworm? How they can able to crawl? With the help of body. So something should be located in that body that is helping for the locomotion of earthworm. What is that? The special structure which is embedded in the surface or the skin of the earthworm. ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾವಾಗೂ earthworm crawl ಮಾಡೋದು? Just observe that, it's very beautiful, okay, it's very beautiful actually. And for the locomotion, there is a special structure called setae. Remember this, okay. There is a special structure called setae, which are S-shaped structure, okay, which are having these kind of structure which are embedded in the earthworm's body, okay. With the help of that only there will be locomotion, there will be movement which are microscopic, okay. If you want to see the setae, you have to dissect the earthworm, you have to peel out the skin, and you have to boil that layer of the skin with the help of certain chemicals. And after that, you are going to put that in the cover glass slide and put a cover slip and just observe, okay. There will be presence of numerous number of setae which are mainly helping for the crawling or the movement of the earthworm, okay. That is very important in case of the locomotion of the earthworm. Setae are the special locomotory organs which are embedded in the earthworm. So for example, this is your earthworm body, there will be in that structure, there will be location of these S-shaped setae, okay. There will be numerous number of structure will be there, that we call it as setae, okay, which is mainly helping for the crawling of the earthworm. Okay, for the movement of the earthworm, these type of setae, specialized structure, are mainly helping for the locomotion. Okay, even though they don't have legs, they can crawl, they can show the locomotory because of the presence of setae. Setae are nothing but a S-shaped structure which are embedded inside the earthworm's skin, so that it can help in the movement of the earthworm. Okay, so understood this one? So in today's session we have completed the excretory and nervous system. So last one topic is left, that is reproduction. Okay, we will continue that in the next session, and we will complete the earthworm and will move further towards the frog. Okay, so what is the frog? Which group it belongs?